Hi, my name is Chris Lehman, and I am the founding principal of Science Leadership Academy in Philadelphia. To tell you a little bit about SLA, SLA is a fully inquiry-driven and project-based school. We're a one-to-one laptop school and have been since our inception in 2006. We currently are using the Dell Chromebook as our one-to-one device, although we also have a BYOD program such that if kids want to use a different device, they're welcome to bring it. Um, Everything that we do at SLA is built on our five core values of inquiry, research, collaboration, presentation, and reflection. Literally, with every unit that our school teachers write, they will ask themselves, how will the kids interact with those five core values in that unit? They also then use understanding by design as their unit planning tool, and then every unit and every quarter and every academic class ends in a benchmark project that is graded on a school-wide rubric of five categories: the design of the project and knowledge displayed, the application of the knowledge, the presentation of the project, and the process you followed. Each category is worth 20 points. 5 times 20 is 100. It easily translates into a grade that students and parents can understand. It puts it in the language of education that they're expecting as far as the grade is concerned. But what that gives us is a sort of fully inclusive language of education, from the language of inputs with our five core values, a language of process with understanding by design, and a language of assessment or outcomes with our school-wide rubric. By creating that whole language of education that is really unique to SLA, what we've done is created the common language of teaching and learning. That means that kids aren't spending time or as much time figuring out the adults in the building. They're able to get down to the work. They're able to do far more complex work because it doesn't become about the game of school. We've made that game as transparent as we possibly can, so that kids can really spend the time that we want them to spend figuring out the work and figuring out themselves. In addition, leveraging that one-to-one technology means that every class is a blended class happening both in our traditional brick and mortar classrooms, but also happening online using a myriad of Web 2.0 tools, from the Google Apps for Education suite to Canvas, our learning management system, to something called Slate, our homegrown student information system and content management system, so that the school homepage of SLA and the login and everything behind, both in front of and behind the firewall, is sort of both the jumping off and coming back to point, the sort of virtual center of our school in very, very real ways that then enable the kids to use the technology to create, to network, to research, to inquire, to share, to publish, to collaborate in really, really powerful ways. What you will see if you come to SLA is a vibrant, active, joyful place. Kids at SLA really do work very hard, but they work hard in service of learning that they find important and they find empowering and that they find valuable. One of the things that we like to say about SLA is we like to ask the question, what if high school wasn't just preparation for real life? What if high school was real life? What if we dared children to do real work now? And kids are capable of that work. I was in an engineering classroom earlier this afternoon, looking at a group of juniors and seniors designing a water test such that they could test water in the Schuylkill River for high concentrations of nitrate, which would be profoundly unhealthy. I was listening to a group of students examining violence in Philadelphia high schools in an English classroom, and crafting ways that schools could actually come up with restorative justice programs to try to make schools in other neighborhoods in Philadelphia far less dangerous and far more empowering for students and for teachers alike. Kids can do that work. Kids, when they work with teachers who are thoughtful mentors, and can profoundly affect change. David asked me to ask myself how, sort of, what are the goals for SLA? What do we really hope for when it comes to our kids? At the end of the day, what we hope that 4 years at SLA will give our children is the idea that they can spend time with us, and as a result of the time that we spend together, that all of us, students and teachers alike, become more thoughtful, wise, passionate, and kind. And I don't mean thoughtful as a synonym for nice. I mean truly full of thought. I want them to have the passion to do something with those thoughts. I want them to have the wisdom to apply the ideas that they have in thoughtful ways, and I want them to be kind, because I think that the world could use a lot more kindness. How do we know what we're doing is working? One is the kids tell us so. It is rare to get to be part of a community of learners, teachers, and students alike who really value and speak passionately about the value they feel in the work every day. But then, in sort of looking at traditional metrics, 99% of SLA kids graduate on time with their class. About 95% of them go directly to college. Of that 95%, over 80% go directly to a four-year college. And our first class of graduates are on their way to graduating from college this year. And it is looking like our college persistence rates are going to be somewhere in the mid to high 70 percentile. That despite having an urban school with approximately 50% population that is of high economic need. Um, the way we leverage the technology, just to speak about that, is that we believe technology should be uh, 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 ubiquitous, necessary, and invisible. It's got to be everywhere. It's got to be part of everything you do, and then you've got to stop talking about it so much. If you talk to SLA kids and say what makes SLA special, they'll talk about the relationships. They'll talk about the ownership that they have and that they're learning. They're talking about the ability to do that real work, and then they'll talk about how the technology plays as sort of connective tissue that lets all of those things happen in really powerful ways. But when you use the technology in a truly authentic way, when it is in the hands of the kids, when it is truly like the oxygen we breathe, then it does stop getting talked about quite so much, and it just becomes the tool that we use to create a transformative and empowering experience for all of us in the community that walk that walk. I encourage you to come visit us. We host a conference every January in the weekend before the Super Bowl called EduCon. And thanks to Dave and Christian for giving me the chance to talk to you guys. Be well.